Hello, welcome back to our tutorial series on how to make a Slime Rancher 1 mod. This time we're going to be doing Gordos and Largos. So to begin, we're going to first create an icon for our Gordo. Not for our Largos. Our Largos sadly won't have their own icons. You can do this if you want, but this isn't a common practice in most mods. If you're adding Largos, they tend to just have a default Largo icon. Anyway, let's go look up Boom Gordo. Look up Gordo. This is literally just giving me. If I just scroll, I'll eventually find one. Is this right? Okay, guess so. We're going to go ahead and save image as. We can go put it inside our mod folder like we did before. This is very similar to what we did. We're going to do this I believe what we called it was it crazy cool? Help. Yeah, it's crazy cool. So it's the crazy cool Gordo.png. Save that. Now we have this file. Again, we're just going to apply the same filter we did last time. This time we're making a Gordo from a slime. If you wanted to make like a specialty Gordo, like the party Gordo or something like that, you can do that as well. But for this, we're doing it based off of our slime that we made, and it looks like he looks very different to our other ones, but you know, whatever. This is our Gordo icon. Now, like before, we're going to have to find the crazy Gordo. There it is. Now we're going to click include in project. We're going to go to build action. We're going to say it's an embedded resource. Cool. Next, we have to create our Gordo. I realized I didn't test this last time, so we can go ahead and do that this time. But all right, let's go ahead and say var crazy cool Gordo equals Gordo creation dot create Gordo. We're gonna do create Gordo with icon. And let's go ahead and make one. So we're doing Gordos first. Gordos are pretty simple. We actually forgot to do this. We have to create a Gordo ID as well. So we're going to go here. For our Largos, we won't, because we're going to use a built-in SRML function that will go ahead and make the ID for you. Anyway, we're going to call this our IDs.crazycoolGordo. Then we have our name, which is, guess what, Crazy Cool Gordo. Then we have our base Gordo. We're going to do the Boom Gordo. Let's see if we can find it here. Boom Gordo. There we go. We're going to do for our Gordo's slime base is, of course, the crazy cool slime that we made last episode. It's, of course, since we're not using the function that makes it specifically from a slime, it's going to do all this. That's because we want to make an icon for it. There might be some bugs if you use the other functions I've had trouble with, but, you know, whatever. Reference slime type. I actually have to go look up what this means. Reference slime type. Alright, well, this is going to be interesting. I don't know what this is supposed to be, so let me go check real quick. So go down. Where do I create the Gordos? They're roughly around here, I thought. Nope, it goes up further. Yeah, there it is. And to load in a Gordo, you're going to use the load slime feature, by the way. Anyway, so let me go look. Okay, this is pretty easy. We're going to just simply put in crazy cool here. And then we're going to do our zone, our Gordo zone. The Gordo zone for our Gordo is going to, of course, also be the reef. Again, this was just to make it easy. string Gordo ID name. Again, let me just go check to make sure I remember the format. And yeah, okay. So this is going to be similar to last time. It's going to be the crazy cool underscore Gordo, like this. And before, next we have main pop object. This is of course going to be our IDs. Like crazy cool slime. Gordo hunger, this is how much they have to eat before they pop. We're just going to set it to some number like 35. And their icon is going to be, let's go ahead and do texture utils dot load image. Load our image being the crazy cool gordo.png. Turn it into a sprite. So create sprite. Cool. And that's it. Now, we aren't going to be editing this one, I don't think, so we're just going to now go slime creation. Yes, we use this same function to load in a Gordo. And we're going to do, if I just type in Gordo, it should show up. Gordo. There it is. All right, there we go. Now we have created our Gordo, we loaded in our Gordo, but we're not going to actually be able to get our Gordo right now. Later on, I might teach you how to place Gordos, but for now, we're going to use a patch. And this is, I have a reference here for making the patch. So we're going to create a new file for the first time. We're going to be creating a new class file just because we don't want to get the other one too cluttered. So we're going to be doing this. We're going to call this class the Gordo snaring class. Gordo snaring. There we go. So this should be everything we need. And now let me go see everything. First of all, you're going to have to set it to a harmony patch. Set a harmony patch beforehand. This is saying that, okay, we have to add our, remember, we have to put the using to the top. We'll be using harmony lib. So this is going to be adding a Gordos. It's going to be saying that we're using a Gordo snare. We're patching the Gordo snare, and this is the function we're patching. I don't think harmony priority matters much, but we can go ahead and copy the harmony priority as well. But we need a function here. This is going to be a prefix function. So let me go ahead and copy. No, let's write it. So it's public static full prefix. If you've never done a harmony patch before, it's kind of interesting. We essentially are able to modify existing functions by running code before, during, or after them. If you wrote it before, like in a prefix, then what you're going to be doing, if you do it before, then you're going to have to tell it if you run the original function or not. Anyway, next we have reference, which is identifiable.id, known as result. This is everything we need. So next, we can add a too much stack thing. This is just to make sure that there's not a stack overflow type thing. Anyway, but that's not what we're going to be doing right now. Instead, we're going to be doing we'll go ahead and copy one of these if else's. And instead of doing this slime, which is from my other mod where I copied this from, so it looks like we're okay. We also need this one, apparently. Next we have to set what the bait is. And if you remember, our slime's favorite food is the beet veggie. We also have to set this to whatever ID we need. So we got IDs.crazycool. It's going to be our crazy cool Gordo. And this is our chance. So this is actually a very high chance because our Gordo is so cool, I'm going to lower the chance of it. Yeah, I'm going to lower the chance. Essentially, because if this activates, then that means it's not going to run this. It's not going to activate this. Okay. So that's why if you lower this, despite making this more likely, it's lowering the chance, because if it's likely, it's more likely to not do it. It's a weird writing of the function, I know, but this is how we're going to write it. This should all be good for our Gordo snare. And now that we have all of this, what else is there left to do? Well, we have to design our Largos. But before we do that, let's go ahead and test our code to make sure it works. So we're going to build suppress active issues, boom, bada bing. Then we're going to go to our mods folder, and we're going to go to our folder with our mod in it where it just built. And now we're going to replace it, of course, like we did last time. And now we're going to go ahead and go run it. If all goes well, we should be able to put a heartbeat on a snare and have a chance at getting our slime. This does have a small problem right now, because if we wanted to get, say, a rock slime, we would have actually a rock Gordo. It would actually be kind of difficult to get. So we probably should lower our chance even more just for that fact. So it might take a while. You can just wait. Depends on how many mods you have, how big of mods. I have a lot of mods, of course. All right, now let's go ahead and continue on to our little save here. All right, now we're going to place a Gordo snare down to test out our slime. Oh, our Gordo. And while we're doing that, we might as well check something. Let's go ahead and spawn our crazy cool slime. Some of you may have complained that we haven't tested this. Let's sleep until morning twice. This might take a little bit. Made him upset. Any errors? Oh, there he is. And it looks like his range was too small to do anything. We might want to increase the range a little bit. The range is too small. We're going to have to increase the range a little bit. We still want it to be small, though. So anyway, time to do this. I already gave myself some Gordo snares in a previous time, so I still have some master Gordo snares. If you don't know how to do it, if you have the same more commands mods, you do give gadget. And then you put in the gadget you want. It would be Gordo snare, master. And then you would give yourself you have to say at least one. You would give yourself some. Anyway, now we're going to install it. We're going to spawn a beat veggie. All right, and we're going to update snares. And it looks like we got our Gordo right here. So let's go ahead and pop him. So we're going to give beat veggie. We'll give ourselves 50. This will be more than enough. And then we're going to go and make him grow. Looks like his face is bugging. Oh, no, never mind. I didn't give him enough. There we go. And there's all of our slimes, and we got some crates. Anyway, so here's all of your, we can just give them these. There's your Gordo. And it worked exactly as we wanted it to. I suppose we didn't check. There is one thing we can check again if we just make another one real quick. We can go ahead and check if 50. Oh no. Well, okay. He's probably going to become a Targoro, I assume, because I have that mod installed. But we're going to do this. We're going to update snares. Became a Targoro. Anyway, going to feed you once, and then we can go to the map, and you'll see our Gordos icons right here. Right there's our Gordo icon. So everything is working. So now let's quit. Now let's go back to here. So what's next? We're going to add Largos now. To add Largos, it's a kind of painful process to do so. And it depends on how many Largos you want and whatnot. So I'm going to assume that we want Largos with all the vanilla slimes, and we don't have any other slimes right now. So I'm going to make a new list called list identifiable.id, known as the slimes to Largo equals new, and then we can add some here. So right here, we're going to add our slimes. We're going to do pink. We can do a pink slime. We can do a rock slime. We can do a tabby slime. Ooh, tabby slime. We can do a we can do, let's see, what other slime should we do? We can do a boom slime. That would work. Boom slime. We can do dervish. You know, there's a lot of slimes, so this might take a while. You could do tar if you really wanted to, but it's kind of a pain to add tar Largos. So we're not going to do that here. Then mosaic. I have to remember this is a test of my memory of all the slimes in the game. We can go ahead and add gold and lucky Largos as well. So we can add gold, we can add lucky, add what were the other slimes? We have honey slimes. We have, help me here. Is that about it? Quite tangle. No. Tangle slime. You have the saber slime. No, you can just add, we can settle for this for now, because I don't remember. Actually, we can add Quicksilver, and there's most undoubtedly some of these are going to break. Oh yeah, Quantum is another one. Silver slime. We can add even glitch slime if we want to. Glitch. There we go. So we have all the slimes. Now some of these are probably going to break. Now for each identify ID E in slimes to Largo with, we're going to run this. We're going to go, and I'm going to go pull this up again, because this is a very hard function to remember where it is. It is in, you have to do using srml.sr.templates. I forgot the rest of it. Let me go catch it. Dot identifiables, all of that. And so that we can use slime for what it's called. I didn't check. Slime template. So we have slime template dot, and it appears that it doesn't let me use the craft Largo function, which is interesting because it's an internal function. Interesting. Is there a way to access this internal function? Let's go ahead and check. I didn't actually. So since I didn't prepare for if this didn't work, I'm kind of lost. I want to use the craft Largo function. There's also one in the. Here, let's use a different one then. Let's try to use. Largo. And now this is Largo ID is now required. So I'm going to teach you a really funky function that is very fancy function real quick, which is going to be oh, you might see that str is giving an error. This is because this is what the name of our Largo is going to be. So we're going to go, we're going to first of all say identify identifiable.id LID1 equals this. And this is going to take crazy underscore cool underscore plus e dot to string dot split I character underscore, and then we're going to do 0. And we're going to actually just grab this value. I messed up here. So we're going to take this value. Gee, I didn't even finish it, but you know, whatever. I'm going to go and then we're going to go here, and I forgot that this also has to be plus underscore Largo. That should be good. Now, craft Largo. We're going to go, and we're going to actually make a second one real quick. Second one. Oh, instead, we're going to put you here, and then plus, and then remove you, and then we're going to make you equal this. There we go. And this is going to be called lid2. First, we're going to create Largo. We're going to call it, we're going to use lid1. We're going to do crazy IDs dot crazy cool slime. We're going to do ID. And is that good? I just do this. Does not take just 3. So it has props. I don't even know what Largo props do. So let me go to sign registry dot Largo props dot. None. We'll see if this works. Now we're going to create a second one of these with some features. We're going to do LD2. But this time it's going to be ID, and then it'll be our IDs dot crazy cool slime. And next, we're going to do eat map creation dot add Largo. This is is going to be ID crazy slime. That's not what I wanted. IDs dot. This isn't what I want. I want you to be lid one. Physical slime and then ID. And we'll also run this again. Beat map creation dot add Largo to IDs dot create equal slime. Actually, this should be ID, and then we'll do create IDs dot create equal slime, and this should be all we need, and it should create all of our beautiful Largos, right? Except for these two functions running right here might give us some problems. But whatever. But we'll see. So let's go ahead and check it, see if it gives us issues or not. If it does, we're going to move them to the preload function. So we're going to go to debug. We got our new version of our mod. Let's test it out. There's definitely a decent possibility of different things breaking. For example, one thing that might break is that one of the Largos has an error with it because the slime doesn't work as a Largo. That happens sometimes. Another break is when is if the IDs can't be created in the load step. That's another error that we might get, but that's part of the process. So let's go ahead and try it out first. Huzzah, can't register. All right, that's a very nice and clear answer. The first error we got was because we did this way. So we're going to change our code real quick. Instead of putting these all here and running this, we're going to run all of this beforehand. With a list known as. So what we're going to do is pretty simple. We're going to create a list of viable IDs. We're going to call this our Largo 1 equals new. And then we're going to create a second one. Largo IDs 2. And in the preload step, we're going to do this as well. For the preload step, we're going to do something slightly different. We're not going to do any of this. Simply going to define. We are going to simply go Largo, and then we're going to go dot. Ooh, what did I press? IDs dot add you, and then we're going to put at the end. We're going to put you. And we can go ahead while we're here. Put this one here. It's very upset with us for a second. And then we'll go Largo IDs 2 dot add. And so this will add the IDs, then we can get rid of U2. Now it's going to complain. And now we're going to go Largo 1, and now we have to determine which loop we're on. So I'm going to describe a int known as loop. Known as a looper equals 0. And at the end, we will do looper plus plus. What we're going to do is this looper. This is going to be Largo IDs 2 looper. Oh, this is just a kind of like a double loop. So we're doing a for each loop with a for loop as well. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Largo IDs 1, looper. And this should fix it. Oh, I forgot to do that. I am such a great programmer. All right. We can go ahead and put you here. Next, let's go ahead and test it now and see if we have any issues with any of our Largos here. Some of our Largos might not be accessible. That's because we made double Largos, and I don't think the eat map features allow for double Largos with the current code I have. So only one type of the Largo will be available. However, for anyone who is cheating, you can easily spawn in the other Largos if you ever wanted them. While this is running, let me go ahead and check how long we've spent so far. And so far we are at 30 minutes. Oh boy. So this is a long one. But hopefully it was informative. I might need to split this video up to be able to convert it. Anyway, let's go ahead and go here. Now we're back, and there's no errors. Look at that. Let's see. And what is happening? Ah, there's a linking state update after registry. I actually have zero idea what this error is. So it looks like there's some issue with this. My thoughts is that it has to do with our settings. So let's go look at our settings. This is the first time I've used this function before, so let's go ahead. It's probably due to Largo props being equal to none. Let's go ahead and see what other Largo props. Can I not set multiple? No, we cannot use multiple Largo props. I don't really understand. There's literally no overloads. What's one overload? Great, thanks for telling me what the one overload was. Let me just go check real quick if this is a overload. So create Largo. Largo. Why won't it tell me what the overload is? I hate when it does that. Let me go check what the overload is manually. So, as I said, craft Largo. Wait, this is the wrong one, isn't it? There it is. I don't understand the difference. Let's go ahead and check a very important thing. What's the log say? It's nothing to do with that. Great. So simply because I don't want to mess with all of this, I'm going to be using a different function to our little thing here. Instead, I'm going to use a less nice one, but slime creation dot create design. So then we're going to say YouTube. Actually, well, we can do IDs dot this IDs ID, and then we can do this. So reluctantly, I'm going to use this function instead. This function does create a Largo, but there are a little bit of problems with it. It's slightly different than what you expect. So I don't recommend using this but since I didn't have time, I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. So I keep seemingly forgetting what I'm doing. Cool slime, and then we're going to go ahead and get you, the looper, and we're going to put you here. Perfect. So this is a actual example of how to make a mod. So the actual process, and we're going to show all the errors along the way. Just so that you know how to troubleshoot. Since I knew I could just do this, I'm going to do it this way. If you're actually troubleshooting, I suggest you mention it on the Discord, which I linked in the first episode's description. If you go to the SRML Discord, there is people that can help you if you ever have an issue with your programming. But for this example, I didn't want to mess with learning this function. I never used it before. I was trying to avoid using this function, thinking that the S1 would be simple and easy to use. There's a chance that since it's this function, there will be a bug with one of them. But it should be fine. There's also a chance that it corrupted our mod testing save, which is why I said you're probably going to be creating a lot of them. We'll see. We'll see. If all goes well, there will be a new Largo. And you get this heavy metal Largo. The name's a little messed up, but look at him. You can see him in all of his Largo glory. We can spawn any Largo we want, so we can spawn crazy cool. We can spawn in the Mosaic Largo if we wanted to. That's not what I wanted. Crazy. That one looks really weird, but this is partly because of this function, which I didn't want to have to use. So we can also do glitch Largo. Get this. And if I fed you a heartbeat, I want you to produce. Oh, you just produce these. Okay. Either way, you can see that we made Largos, we made a Gordo, succeeded for this episode. I hope you got information out of this, enjoyed it, and got through the process. Uh, Regarding using that other function, you can come try and get help on the actual Discord. Maybe we can actually work through how to use this function. But for now, I think that is all. See you.